you ugly you're a ugly
Yeah, this one's going to be a doozy. Let me give you the backstory. A young woman the other day, a young black woman, is in Tampa, Florida, driving into Brandon, Florida. She's dropping her young daughter off at daycare. She said she saw a truck behind her at one point, like a few cars back, swerving and honking. She thought something was going on, had nothing to do with her. She pulls into a right-hand lane to make a right-hand turn, but the sign says, no turn on red. So she's waiting for the light. She's turned, kind of talking to her daughter while she's waiting, and then she hears a bang on her door. She turns around, and there's someone standing there. And she said her first impression was that it was a police officer because of the gun. She said this woman was at her door with a firearm and a holster on her side, her shirt tucked in between her body and the gun. She could see it clearly. And then she kind of realizes what the woman's saying. She's yelling, you stupid N-word, you and your monkey baby, you're going to make me late, and making threats. Then she walks away, gets in her truck, and drives around and blocks her in. They actually miss the light. The light turns green. This woman who's running late makes them miss the light and is still screaming. At that point is when she pulls out her phone and starts recording. Let me quickly say this video is going to freeze up at a moment. There's something corrupt in the file when she tries to send it, but the audio is still playing. It's not you, it's the video. But just watch what happens.
Yep. Bother me, you ugly you're a ugly like your baby. Stupid. Learn how to drive before you kill her.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do, you stupid?
Yeah.
She said once she saw the phone, she took off. So she kept recording, hoping to get a clear shot of her plate. And this is where she was going anyway. That woman turns right. She is as well. But then for some reason, she thinks that woman thought she was following her, actually stopped and got in behind her. And then said she followed her, she'd come in front of her and brake check her, then get behind her again. Finally, the victim pulled into a parking lot with this woman right behind her and started honking her horn to get attention because she was afraid this woman was going to do something. And then this woman took off and was finally gone. Unfortunately, the footage she recorded of her plates looks like this. So I'm going to try that thing they do in the movies where they zoom in and say enhance, and it clears up the image. So enhance. Oh, that worked really well. That's really clear. Yeah, unfortunately, that whole enhance thing doesn't work. But this is her plate. And you might think, oh, that's wonderful. Someone saw this happening and actually got a good shot of her plate. Nope. This picture wasn't taken by someone who saw what was happening to her. This picture was taken on a totally different day by a totally different black woman who had almost the identical experience with that same woman. She said she was driving and had that woman in that truck cut her off and almost caused an accident, so she honked at her, and the woman flew into a rage, started swerving and screaming, so she flipped her off and tried to keep going. But instead, then she got in front of her, was brake checking her. She said, I could not get past her. I literally had to go on the grass to get around her, and then she came speeding up to me with her window down, calling me an N, and my baby daughter an N baby. My daughter was so frightened once she seen her showing a black object that we both assume was a gun. That sound familiar? Like the one she had on her side? She said when she pulled out her phone and started recording her, she sped off, but she zoomed in and got the plate. And just so we know they are the same person, this is the picture the second victim took. The first victim didn't realize in that video where she was yelling at her that she actually got part of her plate at the tail end of it. And you can see it's the same. AZ6-1TW. It's the same woman in the same truck. Now, I'll say this. I have a name, and I'm confident it's the right name for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is this criminal traffic record. But I'm not going to put it out there yet. It has been given to police, and they are working on this. They're taking it seriously, and I appreciate that. But I wanted to put this out there because, one, I think I'm going to have people contact me who confirm that name. And two, I kind of think we're going to find more victims. I think we're going to find more people who have had similar encounters with her, and I would like to talk to them. So Tampa, and especially Brandon, Florida, do me a favor. Someone tell me, who is she?